What's going on? My name is Steve J Larsen, and I'm excited to teach you how to sell products online without a website. And you know what's funny? I actually right now don't really have a website myself, even though I'm an internet entrepreneur. I'm going to teach you what a website is and why you really don't need one if you're trying to sell things on the internet. All right, so the three things I want to teach in this video is what you can use in alternative to a website. I also want to show you how to get followers and how you need distribution, and I'm going to tell you some cool ways on how to do that. And then third of all, I want to show you that you got to get attention somehow, and especially online. All right, guys, let's dive into the alternative to having a website. And honestly, instead of having a website, which mine is actually under construction right now, it's so low on my to-do list. It's not that important for me because I use the alternative, which is a sales funnel. Now, people will often think that a sales funnel is a series of pages on the internet. That's a way to do it. But when I was a door-to-door salesman, I was the funnel. I would walk around and I would knock on people's doors. What's going on? Here's my message and my offer. And a message and an offer is all a sales funnel is. And you can do it without a website. Honestly, it's better to not do it on a website. If you think about a website splits people's attention. By definition, a website, when you go to it, there's a lot of ways that you can get off that page. Right? You can click here for about, click here for contacts, click here for this, for that. And because of that, you're not actually guiding anyone to a sale. Websites are one of the least effective ways to sell something on the internet. Instead, we use an internet sales funnel. So let's go back to what that is. A sales funnel is a message and an offer. Some people will do them by creating a series of pages on the internet. So what's the difference between a sales funnel and a website? Remember, a website has many ways to exit. A sales funnel only has one way to move forward. Opt in, buy, right? Don't buy. There's only one action you can take per page, and that is how we guide the sale. And we put on our message and our offer, right? So a lot of people think, Steve Larsen, I don't have a sales funnel. The reality is, if you sold anything ever to anyone at any time on accident, you had a sales funnel or you wouldn't have sold, okay? A funnel is a message and an offer. Okay, so there's a lot of ways to pull that off, and I'm gonna talk about them a little bit more in the video moving forward here, but I just need you to understand that my website right now is not actually, it sucks, I don't like it. It's actually under construction right now as I do this video with you, okay? I don't like it, but we also have made millions without it. It's not what makes you the money on the internet. Think of the website like a brochure. So if you're gonna go stand on a street corner in downtown New York and hand out brochures and that's how you're gonna sell, think of how effective that is. It's not that effective. It's essentially the same thing that a website is. They're not effective salespeople on the internet. You need an effective salesperson on the internet by using a sales funnel, which is built for sales. So let's dive into what that actually means in number 2 and 3. All right, now how to sell something on the internet with a website comes down to two things. And I'm gonna go through the first of them right here and the next one. Make sure you stick with me on this. You have to have attention. The internet is about getting attention. This is not that much of a problem for brick and mortar businesses, but it's a huge one on the internet. A brick and mortar business can get attention by merely picking the right spot. Like take for example that New York City example again of a New York hot dog. Are New York hot dogs really that much better than the hot dogs that are in other cities? Why do those hot dog stands make so much more money than other places? Location, 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 right? Real estate. The internet is no different, but people go, well, you know what? I'm gonna sell something on the internet by just selling to the entire internet. And it's really ineffective. You still need to get attention and you need to position yourself in the places where people are going on the internet. And it's one of the biggest reasons people don't sell online. They say, well, I've got this thing and I made a Facebook group, so I mean, we're gonna make this, just buckle up. The next question I have to answer is, what island will I buy? You know, right, pinky out. And that's just not how it works. It doesn't work like that. It's no different. You need to think of yourself as a brick and mortar on the internet, a physical location on the internet. Where are you positioning yourself where there's already really loud noise? All right, I used to go and stand on the proverbial street corner on the internet and be like, hey, look at me, and I just wave my hands. You got two options as a marketer, my friend. Two options, that's all. You can either create noise, right? You can create the attention, and that's like standing on a street corner where there is nobody. Hey, come buy my thing, it's really good. Or the second option is to align with attention. You can create attention or you can align with attention. And so that's really the second step here is I need you to understand. How do you sell things on the internet without a website? You very much can. I do it a lot, okay? But I am careful to position myself online where there is already attention. It's like digging a river versus jumping into the Mississippi River. right? I'm going to align myself with attention, and it's going to carry me towards sales better than I could myself. Does that make sense? I hope this is helping someone on here who's listening, because one of the biggest things people struggle with is, Steve Larsen, I built my product, I built my thing, it's absolutely amazing. And I'm like, I have no doubt it's awesome. I have no doubt your product's incredible. I have no doubt that whatever you do is above standard than the rest of the market. Why don't they sell? They don't sell. It's not because their website isn't beautiful. I barely have one. It's because they don't find the places of attention inside the internet and align themselves with it. Why do you think I call myself the capitalist pig? Come on, that's some spicy attention. And I did it on purpose. I did not create the war of capitalism versus socialism. I aligned with the existing argument between those two by calling myself the capitalist pig. My brand is on purpose. It's so that I can align with attention. You know how many sales I get because I ride the wave of how much noise this brings me? Sure, I get some haters, but I get a lot of lovers. Faster than I could on my own. Faster than if I was standing on a street corner saying, my product's good. That is why most people don't sell. And if you want to sell online without a website, this is one of the biggest keys I could ever hand to you. Find attention to align with. Hey guys, before I reveal number 3, go ahead and hit that like button to fill the gaping hole in my chest with your validation. Leave a comment below to let me know I'm not alone. All right, guys, let's jump on to number 3 here. And this is the very key principle that will be the difference between you making this a successful venture on the internet and honestly going and getting a job. It's all about the list. It's all about the following. It doesn't matter if you don't have a website. Like I said, I barely have one. It's all about the list. Okay, there's a metric on the internet that we use as kind of a formula to ballpark about how much money we can expect to be coming in. If you're bad, if you're brand new, typically we make $1 per person per month that's on our email list or on our list in general. $1 per person per month. That's kind of the metric, and that's kind of what we can expect. So what's the game? Get a list. It's one of the easiest ways to create security for you on the internet game in this internet business. Get a list, get a following. But Steve, I don't want to build an email list. That's fine. It can be on Instagram. It doesn't matter really where that list lives, although I still believe that email should be one of the cornerstones. But you need a following. It's for the reason why I'm doing this with you right now. I'm hoping that something I say, you're like, dang, that Steve Larsen's got giant eyeballs, but he knows what he's talking about. And I hope you subscribe and follow, right? Because it's about the list. The faster I can get a list that actually is interested in what I'm going to go sell, you know what happens? You end up owning traffic. I no longer have to go pay Zuckerberg for ads. I no longer have to go and do all this. You're on my list. And so whenever I launch a new product, I just go to the traffic I own my list. Guess what happens? Most of the time, they go and they end up purchasing, and now I've already broken even. Everything else I do in the future is pure profit. Does that make sense? This is one of the biggest secrets ever. I once heard that Kevin Hart was one of the first guys to ever create a list as a Hollywood actor. He spent years going around and doing nightly comedy. And at the end of his comedy routine, he would stand up on stage and say, hey, if you like that, I'd love to give you guys some more of my stuff. Go to whatever.com and just give me your email and I'll send you out some more of my stuff. Kevin Hart was the first one to not just be in a movie and sell his time to the director. He would turn back around and sell his list. He would say, hey, I'll drop this out to my list and be an affiliate for the very movie he was in. He was the first person to ever do that. And it's because the list, distribution is power. Why does Google buy a company when they could probably clone the software in an afternoon? Why are they going to go buy a little incubator company? It's not because of the software. It's because of the list. It's the distribution. It's one of the ultimate powers in all of business. List, distribution, can I own, right? You ever see Shark Tank? What are they really doing when they say I'll invest or not invest? They're running numbers, man. I know we got this access to distribution. I know I've got these. And I know that within this degree of confidence, this percent will probably buy this product. And I buy this and recoup really, really fast, but still own a piece of that company. It's distribution, man. It's all list. So you want to learn how to sell something online without a website for free, right? That you can do that, but it's very hard to have longevity in this game without growing your own list and owning your own following. It's one of the biggest secrets and biggest keys. One of my favorite books is a book called Ready, Fire, Aim. And it teaches that in stage 1 entrepreneurship, stage 1 entrepreneurs need to be focused on making an amazing thing. They need to be focused on making amazing customer support. They need to be focused on doing really good fulfillment. But what they really should be doing is getting a big list, because it makes pretty much every product you launch in the future profitable, because so many of your existing people will buy it. I'm nutshelling it, but that's the major principle. So there's the secret, man. That's what we're all doing. That's why we publish. That's why we're putting stuff out there. And that's why, frankly, whenever I go launch a product, I know within a certain degree of confidence, it's pretty much gonna be successful. So while it took me 34 product tries over 5 years to be successful, the next 46 were largely successful. We didn't actually lose money on a single one over the next 3 years after that. Why? Following. List. It's what all of us are trying to go for. Okay. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed some of the strategies on how to sell a product online without a website. I did mention a sales funnel though a couple times. Now, while I said that you can be the offer and message deliverer, you'll go faster in this game if you're not. I would automate those. If you're trying to figure out how to build a sales funnel that automates your message and your offer online, go to ofasignup.com. We'll help you get your first funnel out the door in 30 days or less.